Shelling has resumed in the small eastern Ukrainian town of Avdiivka. In the latest attack, Russian-backed militants targeted the city center. Forces opened fire every 90 minutes. Artillery hit the 5th floor of a residential building, trapping civilians under the rubble. During the shelling, I was in the courtyard. I saw that a fire truck had arrived. I decided to help. I'm a tactical medic. I offered to help. I went with the state emergency service workers to search for people affected by the attacks. We found people covered in debris. We cleared the debris as well as we could to get through to a door. We found a young woman and her nephew. One man died in hospital from shrapnel wounds. 3 civilians were injured. In another residential building, a 76-year-old man received burns after the shelling hit the building's heating system. According to officials, there were no Ukrainian military personnel in the center of town, leading to accusations that the Russian-backed militants deliberately targeted civilians. They hit the center of town, the main city street. You can see it for yourselves. Literally an hour and a half ago, someone was holding artillery in their hands. They were aiming it here. They knew perfectly well that this is a residential area. There's no military here. The Ukrainian military also suffered casualties on Thursday. 5 Ukrainian servicemen were injured. They received medical aid and were immediately sent to a mobile hospital. 5 wounded soldiers from the Ukrainian army came to our hospital. 1 was severely hurt, 1 had moderate wounds, and 3 sustained minor injuries. They received the appropriate care. 3 civilians were sent to us. Unfortunately, 1 man died. There's a continuation of shelling in the town and in the conflict zone. After intense shelling in Avdiivka shook the international community, the situation had calmed considerably. On February 10th, OSCE Principal Deputy Chief Monitor to Ukraine, Alexander Hug, warned that a re-escalation of violence was possible. Just days after that warning, violence spiked. On February 14th, part of the town came under mortar fire, forcing local residents to spend the night in their basements. Our little girl sat in the basement with us. In the summer, 8 of us were in my daughter's basement here. If not for the cinder block and coal, it might have been a mass grave for us. I always go to the basement when shelling starts. I've never run there as many times as I have in the past 3 years. The situation in Avdiivka initially escalated on January 29th of this year when Russian-backed forces began attacking Ukrainian military positions in the industrial area of the town. Over the course of a week, 11 Ukrainian soldiers and 3 civilians died in the attacks, and thousands more were left without electricity, water, or heating.